Marcus Aurelius Meditations, Episode 16. Iota prime, para Alexandru tu grammatiku ta anapiplekton, kai ta me onedistikos, epilambanes thai ton barbaron, soloikonti apeches pro enenkamenon, al epidexios auta, monon akena ha ede, resthai, proferesthai, en trapo, apokriseos, sunepimartureseos, sundialepseos, periautu, tu pragmatos, uchi peri tu hrematos, diheteras tinos, toiautes melus parupomeneseos. From Alexander the Grammarian. Para here takes the genitive, Alexandru, masculine singular, and genitive, and then modified by tu grammatiku in the same gender, number, and case. So, from him, I gained, or I learned. Remember, we are taking the verbs monthano in the aorist, emmathon, and dechomai in the aorist, edexamen, as possible verbs to supply with these articular infinitive objects. The first one, then, is ta anapiplekton. This is a very rare word, and it means, according to the LSJ, not censorious, not nitpicking or fault-finding. And, secondly, ta me onedistikos epilambanesthai. The second object, then, this articular infinitive, epilambanesthai, is the middle infinitive of epilambano, which means to receive or to accept. So the receiving or the accepting, with the genitive here, of those, ton, pro enenkamenon, of those who have brought forth. This is from the verb profero, those who have brought forth or introduced or said something barbaron, something inappropriate, vulgar, or soloikon, a solecism of some kind, soloikonte. This is a grammatical irregularity, meaning poor speech generally, something crude or sloppy, apeches, something that is discordant or sounds bad. So not to receive the persons who say one of these things, barbaron, soloikonti, or apeches, not to receive them in a way that is onedistikos, reproachful, or too censorious, but instead, epidexios, skillfully, in a deft fashion, auta monon akena, namely, the very auta, the very item, akena, alone, only that very thing which, ede, it was necessary, this the imperfect of the impersonal verb de, the very thing which it was necessary, resthai, to have said, this is the perfect infinitive of the verb lego, proferesthai, to produce that, to bring that forward. You see how this is the present middle infinitive of profero, and here we have pro enenkamenon, the participle from profero. So to bring that forward in the manner entropo, in the manner apokriseos, of giving an answer, or sun epi martu re seos. This means to confirm, give testimony to, you can see martureo, someone else's expression, or perhaps to introduce the right expression entropo in the way of sundialepseos. So these three are genitive nouns, all dependent on tropo, and sundialepseos is from the verb sundialepsis, meaning a joint consideration, that is, something taken at the same time. So don't correct the person outright when they say something barbarous. Don't correct them onedistikos, too censoriously, but instead tell them what they ought to have said in a more artful way. Entropo, response, apokrisios, sunepi martu reseos, joint, an affirmation or giving additional testimony, or a joint consideration, sundialepseos, peri autu, to pragmatos, concerning the thing itself, the very matter which was under discussion. Not uki, notice the deictic iota, drawing attention to the uk, not concerning the word. So pretend that you're not correcting their bad expression. Pretend that you are simply dealing with the subject matter, but skillfully, epidexios, introduce the correct expression. And then the last suggestion here from Alexander, or do it through some other heterostinos, such, fitting or appropriate, melus parupomneseos. This noun parupomnesis, very rare, just like sundia lepsios and others, and it means a reminder or a mention. Speaking of grammarians, if you want to improve your Greek, I suggest you get a PDF of the Greek Grammar by H.W. Smythe. It's in the public domain. Reading through this will improve your Greek dramatically. It is a magisterial grammar of the Greek language.